Assalamu alaikum dear students, welcome to your channel The Anatomy Canvas, and in today's class we are going to discuss with the medial section of the head. So in this medial section of the head you can see the different areas. So first we will discuss the cranial cavity and the brain which is present over here. So in this area first you can say this is the superior sagittal sinus which is present over here, and this superior sagittal sinus then continues as the straight sinus. Below the superior sagittal sinus, here you can see the different parts of the cerebral cortex which are present over here, and here you can see this is the corpus callosum. So different parts of the corpus callosum, this genu of the corpus callosum, the trunk of the corpus callosum, the splenium of the corpus callosum, these are present. So here again you can see this area is the area of the thalamus, and in the center you can see the interthalamic adhesion which is present. This white color area is the fornix, and between the fornix and the corpus callosum you can see this is the septum pellucidum which is present over here. So this is the corpus callosum, and this is the anterior commissure over here, and then you can see the lamina terminalis which is present over here. Then the optic chiasma is present, and here you can see hypophysis cerebri or pituitary gland which is present in the hypophyseal fossa. Then you can see this area here, actually the mammillary bodies should be present, which in this model is present over here a little below its original position. On the posterior aspect you can see this is the area where the habenular nucleus and the pineal body is present, and here you can see the posterior commissure which is present. So this one is the posterior commissure. Then you can see these two are the superior and the inferior colliculi which are part of the midbrain, and the cavity of the midbrain which is called the cerebral aqueduct. Then you can see this is the fourth ventricle, and here you can appreciate this is the superior medullary velum and inferior medullary velum which are present, and this area is the cerebellum. This area is the anterior part or tegmentum of the midbrain. Here you can see the bones which is present, and in here you can see the medulla oblongata which continues downward as the spinal cord. So these are the different parts of the brain and its cavities which are present over here. This area is the sphenoidal ear sinus, and this area is the frontal sinus which is present over here. Here is the lateral wall of the nasal cavity. So here you can see the superior, the middle and the inferior nasal conchae which are present over here, and this area is the vestibule of the nasal cavity. Here you can see the opening of the eustachian or auditory tube which is present, and in this area you can see the opening of the sphenoidal ear sinus. Behind the opening of the eustachian tube you can see this area where the pharyngeal recess is present. Now we move on to the oral cavity. And in the oral cavity first you can say this is the orbicularis oris muscle which is forming the main skeletal muscle of the lip. Then you can see the incisors tooth which are present over here. This part is the hard palate, and this part is the soft palate, and this area is called the uvula. Then you can see the substance of the tongue, and in substance of the tongue you can see this is the genioglossus muscle which is present, and here you can see geniohyoid and mylohyoid muscles which are present over here, and here you can see the hyoid bone which is present. This is the epiglottis which is present over here. Here you can see the thyroid cartilage, the cricoid cartilage. In between thyroid and cricoid cartilage you can appreciate the cricothyroid membrane, and between the thyroid cartilage and the hyoid bone you can see the thyrohyoid membrane. So next moving on to the larynx over here. So you can see in this model, this one is the vestibular fold, this is the vocal fold, and in between the two the laryngeal ventricle which is present over here. So this is the cavity of the larynx, and here you can see it continues downward as the trachea. Here you can see this is the cavity of the esophagus, the pharynx which continues as esophagus, and in this area you can appreciate the palatine tonsils which are present. So this is all about this model. Behind in this area you can see the different cervical vertebrae which are present over here. So this is all about this model. Allah Hafiz, till the next class.